Hello everybody of the Let's Play community, I'm the Blind Swordsman, and welcome back to Let's Play Super Mario Sunshine. Last episode, we, got basically to the last points where we can now get blue coins. In this episode, we're going to be doing the blue coin stuffs, starting off here. I didn't get everything put in here. Maybe I got some before, I don't remember. But it's going to be boring. It's going to be fast forwarded. That's what you're going to hear. There might be instances where on the screen it's not moving at all. So that's why I'm going ahead and I've got the questions going now. So we're going to do more about me questions. What is the first game system of my own? That is the Super Nintendo. So yeah, I played the NES first, Super Nintendo, and it had Goof Troop on it, which is, one of my favorite games of all time. And that was something my dad got me. So, my mom and I, shared the Super Nintendo. My dad, my cousins would come over and play Super Nintendo. But the one that was mine that was bought specifically for me was the Super Nintendo. So, there you go. Favorite game of all time? That's easy. The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Always, always the best game. Yeah, I just remember, when I was in high school and stuff, trying to figure out, life, what would be, the best thing for me as far as, figuring out what games I liked and things like that. I had a friend, her name is Miranda, and her and I would just talk about Ocarina of Time, and, eventually just kind of stuck with that. I figured it would be just because any age I was in, whether it be high school or junior high or anything, I could just play Ocarina of Time, start it over and just play it. So I've spent countless amount of times playing that game. So Ocarina of Time, best game I've ever played. What's the worst game I've ever played? Okay, so I have my reasons for this. It's Mega Man X3. Because listen, man, even some of the really bad games, let's go with Superman 64 and things like that. There are ways you can have fun with it, and you don't really expect it to be good, You just don't expect it to be good. So if that's the case, and, you don't expect it to be good, then, I don't consider it to be, a bad game. Everybody knows it's a bad game. Everybody knows Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde is a bad game. So I mean, you're going to expect it and you're not going to like it. So but why I say Mega Man X3 is because I expected the game to be good, and there's so many design issues and so many stupid things about it that I don't like, that really just kind of pissed me off about the game. I hate the little system that you have to fight the side enemies, even though in Mega Man X2 you don't really have to do that. And also the fact that in Mega Man X3 you get a a really cool suit at the end of the game, but you have to wait until you're in Sigma's Fortress. The boss is really hard. I think the design from going from Mega Man X1, which is a very easy game, to getting to that, whereas the last game before wasn't that difficult either, X2, and you made it super difficult for veteran fans of just the Mega Man series. Yeah, I don't like it. Mega Man X3 is just not a fun game. It's not a very fun game. People go, well, what about X6? It's okay, but you expect it to be bad, but there are things about it that I could enjoy. There's not too much that I could enjoy about Mega Man X3. So, favorite game series, the Legend of Zelda series, obviously. Duh. I just I haven't found a game that I really truly hate. There's one I don't like that much, and that's the second game, Zelda 2: Adventure of Link. That game is it's okay. I mean, it's not the worst game ever, but it's not. I think there's a lot of design that makes it way too freaking hard. I'd love to actually be able to do it, but my skill level with NES games is so poor. So, I mean, yeah, it's just not something I'm probably going to do, But, hey, you never know. You never know. But yeah, the Zelda series, like, yeah, and I find a whole bunch of games in the series are fun. Like Link's Awakening, both the regular Link's Awakening and the Game Boy Color version, and the Switch version, and I like Breath of the Wild quite a bit. I think Breath of the Wild has become one of my favorite games of all time. So I mean, it's good. Every Zelda game's good. I can't wait to get to more games in the series. But yeah, the Zelda series, definitely the best series to me. What is my favorite genre? So I have 3, I guess you could say. I normally just go RPGs. But it's like, okay, like I'm not just going to say RPGs. You know, RPGs are great. And yeah, they're some of my favorite games, but I love platforming. I love adventure games. And I like RPGs. I think those are the 3. And then shooter comes like directly after that. But yeah, platforming and adventure games, you know, those are the games I like. So, platforming, adventure, and RPGs. Favorite genre that people in the community, not a ton of people in the community like, that's shooters. I like shooters a lot. I just barely like got into, you know, like obviously like I played Fortnite a ton on this channel and things like that. But I just recently got the new Call of Duty and I really like it. It's quite a bit of fun. Like it's not like I think a lot of people. It's weird to me that people are just so like, I'm not gonna play that genre because like douchebags play it or something, or like I remember there was this one guy who liked Battlefield a lot, and he's we talked about Final Fantasy a lot when I worked at my Walmart job. This is at Walmart, and he'd be like, well, I don't like Final Fantasy games. And I'm like, why? And he's like, they're too nerdy for me. It's like, dude, come on, don't be like that. Don't be like, oh, just because of a certain demographic that you don't like, that, you know, you're going to sit there and say, oh, well, I don't like it because it's too nerdy. To me, that's just a cop-out and a stupid excuse. So, but hey, whatever, you know? Whatever floats your boat. Now, what's a game that I like that most people do not like in a certain series? And there's an airplane flying over. Holy fetch. Sorry. Probably Mega Man X6. I mean, Mega Man X6, I don't think is... Like, there's some things about it that make it fun. And I think the Nightmare Soul system, albeit archaic, is actually super easy to pick up. Whereas, like, X5, I'm like, okay, like, I don't even know how the upgrade system works. And it's, like, based on how fast you get done with the stupid levels, and it's just like, dude, like I don't want that. Like I'd rather collect something and do it that way instead. So I mean, that's just me. But anyway, you know, yeah, Mega Man X6, one of the, yeah, it's probably is one of the best games in this. Well, not one of the best games in the series, but it's pretty fun. I can't wait to get to it, and we'll do it on, you know, obviously the way easy mode, because I think that's the only way you can really get enjoyment out of it. But, you know, what do I find overrated? What game do I find overrated that everybody loves? A Link to the Past. Now, don't get me wrong, I really love A Link to the Past. I think it's a really fun game. Here's my issue. A Link to the Past, to me, has issues that, you know, obviously when I get to reviewing those issues, you know, I'll let you know about it. You know, I don't think your control is a state of the art. I don't think story wise it's really unique anymore. I think soundtrack wise it's brilliant. There's just, I don't know, I just don't see why everybody loves it. You know, it's not like I'm saying, oh, I don't see why everybody loves it for me to be a hater. I'm saying that because I honestly just don't understand. Like, it's like it's so beloved by everybody. And, you know, people crap on Ocarina of Time, and I just don't get it. Like, I don't get it. And again, maybe it's an age thing. Maybe it's like I had to be there on the Super Nintendo. Maybe I had to be there on the NES. Because even stupid people that are like, oh, the first Legend of Zelda is better than Ocarina of Time, and you're an idiot if you think that. I'm sorry. Like, come on. You really seriously think that? You know? That's not a thing. But A Link to the Past, like, I love it. It's great, but it's just like, I'm not going to sit there and put it on my top 10 favorite Super Nintendo games, because it's not one of my top 10 favorite Super Nintendo games. So, yeah, that's what it is. What game do I love besides Ocarina of Time that a lot of people find overrated? Final Fantasy VII is the one. I love Final Fantasy VII. I think Final Fantasy VII is just the best game in the series. Like, it totally is. And people just like, oh, it's overrated. You know, it's like Ocarina of Time. It's like, dude, like, and it could, like, the same with for A Link to the Past. Like, obviously, it's one of the best games ever made. So, I just don't understand why people are like, oh, well, it's stupid that you like this game because it's not that good of a game. It's overrated. And it's just like, dude, like, come on. It's not overrated just because a whole bunch of people think it is, you know. But it's one of the best games I've ever played. Final Fantasy VII. Great game. What is a favorite game series everyone loves that I should like and I would need to get into but really haven't gotten into yet? There's two. Metroid and Pokemon. Pokemon, like, I was super into it when I was a little kid. Like, I got, like, my sister got, like, the cool, like, Pikachu, like, Game Boy Color. And I got, like, just, like, a, you know, blue, like, teal blue Pokemon Color, or Game Boy Color. And we played a lot out of the original game when it came out. But, like, I didn't find Pokemon to be, like, that fun. Maybe I was too young, because now it's like, I watch, like, different Let's Plays, and I'm like, it's actually not a bad series, and there's certain games I'd like to do. Like, my favorite Pokemon game, and I can still play a lot of, is Pokemon Stadium 2. And that's the thing, people would be like, well, what about the first one? Well, here's the thing, like, I feel like Gen 2 was one of the better gens, and Pokemon Stadium 1 had just the first gen, whereas Pokemon Stadium 2 had the first two gens, and I really kind of liked that more about it. I actually did like it a lot. Like, I liked Pokemon 2000, the movie. We went to go see that crap in theaters. I remember that. My dad took us. My dad went through heck to go through that. But yeah, Pokemon and Metroid. Metroid I'd really like to get into, because they look like fun. I don't know. I'm not one of those guys that likes picking his own destiny. You know what I mean? I like being on a set path. I like linear stuff. I like Mother 3 and Final Fantasy game, like Mother series and Final Fantasy games, because they're very linear RPGs. I like that. But, you know, I guess that's just my issue, you know? But, you know, whatevs. I mean, those are the two ones I'd like to get into. I think at some point I'm going to be doing a Pokemon game, but who knows? What is my favorite channel on YouTube? That is SGB Likes to Play, even though I think they're going to be done with their channel soon. They said they were going to be done last year, but then COVID hit, so I don't know what that entails, because obviously everybody's plans went on hold. I think frickin' Elliot and Sabrina were supposed to get married, and I don't know if they did get married. So that'd be cool if they did, but yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Like, I have a friend who was supposed to get married last June, and it didn't happen. Now he's getting married this June, so I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what's gonna happen with that. But they're my favorite. Like, honestly, like, and I'm even watching like their 3D Mario games right now. I'm gonna be watching like Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, and Mario Galaxy, kind of like because I'm playing the games right now. But I like them. I love them. Like, I found Johnny from Brain Scratch Comms, and then I found his review channel. I was like, dude, this guy's sick. I wish he did Let's Plays. And he does, but with Elliot and Matt. And I thought, that's actually kind of cool that, like, because, like, the Runaway Guys were a thing around the time SGB was, and they would just play games together. They never did, like, one-player games like they do now, which I like. I like the Runaway, like, I like their Star Fox 64 LP that Emil had to do, Chugga Conroy, because I like that. I like that there's backseat gaming. It's funny to see, because the problem is when you're playing a game, and you're playing like a multiplayer game, it's hard for like everybody to hold a conversation. So when you have a couple people having a conversation in the background of somebody playing the game, it's interesting, you know what I mean? But it's also funny. So SGB, man, they're so good. I wish that they wouldn't quit. I know that, like, you know, Matt needs to work, and I think Elliot and Sabrina are trying to do their own thing with streaming, which I freaking hate streaming because it's really destroyed Let's Playing. Like, it really has destroyed Let's Playing so bad. But yeah, it is what it is. And now, who are my two favorite Let's Play, or who's my favorite Let's Player? There are two. I spoiled that, like, right off the bat. Nintendo Capri Sun, because, like, I could watch his videos over and over too. Like, I love his Majora's Mask LP. I like his Ocarina of Time better, which is weird. A lot of people are like, dude, the most classic NCS one is his Majora's Mask, and I love that LP. But like, yeah, I like a lot of other stuff than that. I like his Super Mario RPG, his Final Fantasy IV LP. I just like. There's a lot of games that I like that he's done, you know. But like, I remember just that's all I watched was Nintendo Capri Sun. I remember every day after I graduated, I would watch him and his Let's Play of Conker's Bad Fur Day, his blind one. And I got bored pretty quick. So I got burnt out after he was done with that, and then he did Plants vs. Zombies, and I was like, not my type of game. So, because the problem is like, there's some people that watch videos of people just for the video games. Like, it doesn't matter what game they play. And for me, I'm like kind of the opposite as a viewer. Like, I don't necessarily like flipping, let's say Ninja for example. I don't like him for his Call of Duty Black Ops gameplay. I'd rather watch him play Fortnite. So I stopped watching him after he quit playing Fortnite. You know what I mean? I'm different. Where, like, the demographic, they're usually like, well, it doesn't matter what game this person plays, they're going to watch it. And I'm just like, dude, like, I don't know, man. Like, it's just not really my thing to do that. So, like, SGB, like, I think might be the exception, where I've seen, like, a ton of, like, I've seen a ton of their stuff where I've never even touched the game before with a 10-foot pole. Like, I haven't played Castlevania 3, but I really like that LP they did. So, yeah. And then fill in the blanks. That dude, like, because, like, for a long time, I was in search of a guy who was good but wasn't huge. If that makes sense. Like, here's the problem. You only get so much out of watching somebody who's super popular. You know, not to say he's not popular. He's really good at what he does, and I hope at some point he can make Let's Playing his career, because he's just really good at what he does. But, like, you know, I'm not going to hold my breath, but at the same time, it's like, he's really good. Like, he's better than a lot of the other Let's Players out there. He's very informative. He can be funny at times. Like, he doesn't choose to be, which I kind of like that, whereas, like, I have to rely on myself on, you know, having humor, whereas he doesn't have to do that. So, yeah, fill in the blanks. Nintendo Capri Sun, fantastic. Like those guys. Okay, I think I have time for one more question. What is my favorite hobby other than video games? That's sports. I'm a huge Denver Broncos fan. I'm a huge Jazz fan. I'm a huge Real Salt Lake fan. I am a huge Cubs fan. They finally won the World Series in 2016. I just like sports. Like, the thing about it is, like, I know a lot about video games, but I argue I know a lot more about sports. Like, I remember crap from stuff that people don't remember. Like, even if it was a game where nothing happened, really. Like, I just kind of remember stuff from it. I'm just, like, truly passionate about it, and I've been, doing sports stuff ever since I was 10 years old. And, like, I played sports video games. Like, I quit playing, like, video games like this for a little bit in high school and just played sports games. Because that's the games I wanted to play. So, I played Madden a lot. I played NCAA football a lot. So, I mean, yeah, it was good times. I built my own characters and stuff and won Super Bowls, won national championships with people. Oh, I'm also, like, for college, I'm a big Brigham Young University fan. Like, my college is Weber State University. That's where I go to school, or where I've been to school. But, yeah, BYU's like my team, though. So, I mean, yeah. Anyway, folks, we're getting to the end of the episode. See you in the next one where we answer more questions.